Hello, 8th graders. Your last video for this chapter is going to be on angles and polygons. And so we need to talk about, first of all, what an interior angle is. Interior kind of means inside, right? So inside the angle. So two consecutive sides of a polygon form an interior angle. It just means the ones on the inside of the shape, whatever the shape might be. Like we did the alternate interior angles. It was the ones on the inside. It's the same concept. So there's this little formula we can use to find the total number of degrees in any shape, any polygon. Remember, a polygon is a closed shape figure that does not have curved lines and does not have crossed lines, okay? So we're talking triangles, rectangles, squares, rhombuses, anything, hexagon, octagon, nonagon, a million-gon, it doesn't matter. You can find the total number of degrees in that figure by using this formula right here. This n minus 2 times 180. The n just stands for the number of sides that it has. So if it has 8 sides, you put an 8 in right there, you do the work, you got your answer, okay? For the total number of degrees, that's not what each angle is necessarily, that's the total number of degrees in the figure, okay? So let's look at this example. So if I have a hexagon, which would have 6 angles, right? 6 sides, 6 angles, hexagon. So if it has 5 angles that measure 142, 84, 130, and 90, and I forgot one of them apparently because that's only 4. My bad. Let's add a 123 angle in there. So what is the measure of the 6th angle then? Well, first thing I need to do is figure out how many total degrees can there be in that figure. So I'm going to use this formula. So a hexagon has 6 sides. So I'm going to go 6 minus 2 is 4. And I'm going to take 4 times 180 to find out how many total degrees I have. So 720 total degrees I can have in that hexagon, right? Well, then we need to figure out how many degrees have been used up. So I add these up. 90 and an 84. 479. So 569 degrees have been used. So how many are left to get to there is what I need to know. So 720 minus 569. So there are 151 degrees left over. So then my 6th angle would be 151 degrees. So let me go over that again. So to get the total number of angles, a hexagon has 6 sides. So you plug 6 in for the n. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 times 180 is 720. Then I had to total all these up to see how many degrees were being used. That was 569. And if I subtract that from my total right here, I'm left with 151 degrees. Okay. Then an exterior angle is an angle that is formed by a side and an extension of an adjacent side. What does that mean? Adjacent means they're connected, right? They're right next to each other. So if I have a triangle like so, and I extend that side, and let's just call her ABC, we'll call this angle D, and we'll say that's 73 right there, 79 right there, and I don't know what that is. We're going to call that, we're just going to let that be C. And then this outside one, the exterior one, is D. So it says this D is exterior, right, to this triangle, because I just extended the side. And so these two obviously would have to add up to 180. So it says the measure of an exterior angle D is the sum of the interior angles A and B. So I could add these two up. That's one way I could do it. And whether you think that's easier or not, I don't know. But there's actually another way to do it. But let's just do it that way since that's what it says. So 79 plus 73 is 152 degrees. So that means that angle D is going to be 152 degrees. The other way you could do it is, okay, these two add up to 152. So if I subtract that from 180, what am I going to get here? 28. So that would make this one 28. And supplementary to that would have to be 152. It's probably easier just to take this plus this. Okay, so to find this exterior angle, this outside angle, I'm going to add up these two that aren't connected to it, and that will give me what this angle is. And the reason that works is because these three need to add up to 180, right? And these two together also have to add up to 180. So there's actually two different ways I can prove that. So then, hang on a second, I'm going to draw something. Okay, so if I want to find the missing measurement on this figure, which would be x, the first thing that I need to do is figure out how many total degrees I can have in this figure. So I need to count the sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, didn't that work out nice since I just figured out the total number of degrees in a six-sided figure, right? Didn't I just figure that out right there? So I would go n minus 2 times 180. Well, it has 6 sides, so 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 times 180. I just figured that out up there. It's 720 degrees. Okay, so the total number of degrees I can have in this figure right here is 720. So I need to add up what I do have. I have a 149, a 134, a 128, oh, whoa, that's a really bad 8, a 128, a 110, and a 90. So if I add all those up, 611. So then if I subtract 611 from here, I'm going to get 109 degrees that I have left over for angle x. All of these angles together have to add up to 720. So take what you know, subtract it from 720, which is my total. I get 109 degrees for the one that's left over. So bring that knowledge with you, and we will talk about it more tomorrow. Have a good night.